You will know that I've got JP Morgan from the start of the year and Goldman Sachs and held it throughout the turmoil most recently. And yes, got that. I'm not going to go through all of these at the moment. I'm going to go through some of these as we go on and through this process. Will they all get to $1 trillion and then eventually 4? I mean, remember, $1 trillion was considered impossible. Now look at how many companies are over $1 trillion. I mean, Tesla was there earlier. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan will get through there. If I had to put bets on which other ones are going to get to $1 trillion, that one, the real issue is when. Possibly. And so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Anyway, let's go and look at the specifics in a second and look at, well, again, these problems. Let's address these problems before we go deep dive into individual stocks. Everyone always wants to know individual stocks, okay? I'm in pajamas. He goes to bed so much early. He wakes up about 5 a.m. to take his dog for a walk, which is not a metaphor for something. Now, problems. How much do you need to retire? How do you invest? How do you buy a stock? Should you buy a stock or a portfolio? When do you exit? What's the risk? And let's look at some specific stocks as well. So let's go to number 2 now. Well, I did this last week and I want to repeat it very briefly. 10% improvement would mean an extra £25,000 in a portfolio. That's what it's about. Okay, it's about not necessarily even a 10% improvement, maybe a 15% improvement. If you've got a $500,000 portfolio, 10% improvement, okay, it's 50 grand. 15%, 75. Okay, you go, all right, we can do simple math. That's significant. If that happens, let's say you make that marginal improvement, and let's take you 2 years, and every 2 years, okay, well, 50 over 4 years, you might have an extra 100 grand, okay, because you did it twice in 5 years. You've got an extra 100 grand. Rough and ready maths, all right? That's what we're about. We're about those marginal gains, not here's a secret stock. And go into that. Let's look at another way of the problem of low growth, which is the major problem I get emails on about all the time. Okay, Glyn, I'll answer your question at the end as well. Thank you, Glyn. I'm glad you like the public Telegram channel. I think a lot of people miss it. They don't know its existence. And it's really helpful because you can look at it on your desktop or on your phone, and it's sort of baby bits. I don't put nonsense on there. I only put what I think is really important. And as a fund manager, I see a lot of stuff crossing my desk. I only put the stuff that I think is important. It actually started off as a tool for me to communicate with my internal team, to tell them what I thought was important. And then I started sharing it with the public. Why not?